we'll talk about goals at the top of the session, but I think the general party consensus was talk to Jami, talk to Kytrina, and then resurrect Celebris. I think that was the general consensus. And we'll talk about goals at the top of the session, but I think...
There we go. That's going over. All right, cool. I'm broadcasting frames. So I'm going to move us over into the live stream, and let's get some music going. Shelby, that song I put for the Mithril Mall campaign, I love it. I added it to this one too.
It was awesome.
All right, welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is Group D, Brothers in Arms, episode 5 of the third saga of their campaign. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight, and we have a full party. And yeah, so everything you're going to see tonight is live storytelling. Anthony, I'm getting a little bit of feedback from your mic, so I'm just gonna turn you down for now. I'll turn you up later when we start doing stuff. Okay, everything you are going to see tonight is live storytelling, and everything is unscripted, and whatever happens, happens. If you are under the age of 14 and you're watching this, you should probably consult your parents, because this content is not for you. And let's see, what else do we have to go through? I think that's it. Is that the quickest I've ever gone through that? Probably. Okay. Yeah, so let's start with a description to our wiki. The World Anvil is in development, but also we have a official website now, and I can show that on stream here. It is www.ilderontales.com. And it takes you to this pretty looking webpage where you can learn more about the campaign and the stuff we do, and keep up with all of the upcoming sessions. Okay, so that is all of the semantics out of the way. How do you guys want to do the recap tonight? Should I pick a victim, or does somebody want to volunteer, or should we all do a piece of it? Or do you guys want me to do it?
I honestly don't remember what we were doing.
Alright, Jackal's out of the running. Jackal's dead.
Already? Yay. Man, that was quick. Alright, bye guys, I'm gonna go get more pizza.
Here we go. 1, I do it. 2, I pick a victim. 3, we all do it. 4, I reroll. 4. 1. Alright, so, last session was the mega session. It started on the, and I love doing these because it always reminds me to pull out my notes that I never have open. Alright, we started on the 27th of Hunter. We started on the 27th of Hunter, picking up after the party had their interrupted the High Council's meeting, and had individually talked with the different High Councilors, Ariana and Adelia. Group C was a part of the session. I'm not going to recap Group C's moments. I'm just going to stick to the things Group D did. Group D informed Tristan that they had captured an assassin, and Tristan left the High Council meeting to go interrogate said assassin. From there, Marrow and Celebris devised a plan with Anadelia to trick and confront the Twilight Fang, the group of vampires that have been causing you guys trouble from day one. Anadelia sent Marrow to inform the rest of Group D about the plan that you guys were going to use Lethalia Nakehart as bait in a caravan. In a caravan moving a bunch of wealth to try and bait the Twilight Fang into attacking. And Marrow left to rendezvous with the rest of the group. The rest of the group was in the dungeon, following behind Tristan to interrogate the assassin. After Tristan was done questioning her, the party went in. She informed the party that her only job was to, or she wasn't targeting any of the officials inside of the castle. She was targeting the Ilderon diplomats that came from the neighboring country. And the party, oh god, what did you guys say to her? Eventually, Father A used his one favor that Kadam owed him, and asked for her help in killing the vampires. Kadam said she needed a lockpick, and then they began talking in Elvish, devising her escape plan. Marrow was suspicious, and Dumont ushered everybody out of the room. Marrow basically told Father A, hey, I'm not comfortable with what's going on here, and we probably need to talk about it later. Father A slipped Kadam a lockpick, and she informed him that she would break out of the prison at shift change, and then you guys left. From there, the party's consensus was to head towards the Kalkin office. Arriving at the Kalkin office first was Celebrus, who was escorting the Ilderon diplomats there. At the Kalkin office, Celebrus informed Makana, the Kalkin, who are the magical police of this area, were out investigating the cabin that Alma was kidnapped in. And Celebrus informed the one member of the Kalkin who was there, Makana, that he had met with the Silver Sigil, an organization that stands morally opposed to the Kalkin on almost every issue, and was considering helping them kill the Twilight Fang. Makana, angry and despising the Twilight Fang and the Silver Sigil, rightfully blew up on Celebrus. However, the party eventually convinced her to go along with the plan, and Makana informed you that the Silver Sigil only valued their own lives and would throw you under the wagon as soon as the opportunity arose. As she has experience, as they threw her under the wagon, they threw her in jail and used her as bait to try and see who was trying to assassinate people inside the Capitol. Then from there, you guys were about to leave, you were about to wait around until the evening at the Kalkin office, and one of the Ilderon diplomats informed Makana that her sister was still alive in a destroyed, crumbling city locked away on a demiplane called Iseldred. From Makana's perspective, everybody who was still in the city when the mages destroyed it were dead, and she had no idea her family or anybody was still alive in it. From there, Celebrus let her know that he knew, and that they couldn't save her sister because if anybody in the organization that her sister is now a part of steps foot into Ilderon, they become possessed. They surrender their soul and become possessed by demons. And Celebrus was working on a plan to try and save the entire city. Makana opted to go to the Kalkin headquarters called the Quarters, and prepare to invade the city as soon as they find a way inside of it. The party convinced her that the best way to do so was helping the Ilderon diplomats, as they had a member in their party who had information on how to get into the city, and how to get into the city, and how to find people who knew how to get into the city. There we go. That was it. And so Makana decided to go after him, since he was heading into the maw of the volcano, essentially. He was heading straight to Gwir, where the vampire lords are known to frequent. And there is also a terrifying figure of power there called Tengu the Fifth Ascended, who that person probably has intentions on fighting. After he headed out, the rest of the Ilderon diplomats decided they would head north to a region called Bika Hold, and Group D decided to wait in town to meet up with the Silver Sigil. So we are going to pick up on the evening of the 27th. We are going to time skip 2 hours past the end of last session. The sun is setting, or I think we were at sunset before. I'm going to say it's nighttime. The moon, where would the moon be cresting at? It would be cresting the northern rivers of the city. And let's go to Ardor.
So did Ryle get to do his sneak away thing? Or
Oh yeah, Ryle did do sneaky stuff. We'll actually start with Ryle. So, before we start tonight, let's go through Discord, and we're going to get a goal for everybody's character. And then we will see where we land. So, Shelby, what does Dumont want to do tonight?
So Dumont, if he gets any time at all, is going to talk with the, I guess, the servants, and he's going to get somebody to make him a lambskin pouch, specifically made for Father A.
Can I measure your junk? I'm kidding. All right.
He's going to.
He's gonna buy a certified backpack.
He's gonna guesstimate that.
I don't know how I feel about this.
The pouch is going to have a drawstring that has a kind of a long drawstring, so he can. I won't go into the actual details of it, but it's kind of closer to the middle of the pouch instead of at the end. But yeah,
okay.
that's Dumont's goal for the time, if there's any time off. If not, Dumont is going to also look through Dutch's eyes and see how Weston's doing. Make sure he's doing okay, because Dumont hasn't spent any time doing that, so he's just gonna kind of check in, double in, make sure that Weston is all right.
All right, Wolf, what is Marrow's goal for this session?
Marrow's goal for this session is to because one thing you forget is he did ask Anadelia? Is that the spy mistress?
Yes.
Okay. I'm starting to slowly learn the names. Mm-hmm. Anadelia, he did ask Anadelia to set up a meeting to have Kiro meet him in the morning at the Calkin office, so he does plan on talking to Kiro.
I did not forget that. I didn't mention in the recap, but I actually did plan stuff for her tonight.
Okay. And besides talking to Kiro, he also plans on either taking a bit of a better look into Father's background, or more importantly, his goal is to try and also figure out how is he going to be able to contact Octavia without risking her scorching raying his ass into Kingdom Come.
Let's not joke. She'd scorching ray you, and it hit Father A for some reason. I'm kidding. All right, so Anthony,
it's a ranged attack. I think I can catch it.
It's a ranged spell attack. It's not a ranged weapon attack.
I mean,
I don't know if catch missiles is just range attack. You can't catch a magic missile.
Sure you can.
Anthony, I turned you back up.
You just still take damage.
What is a goal for Celebris this session?
Celebris's goals tonight are to
meet with Jami, get finalized and all that straightened out, and then now knowing what Alma is capable of, hopefully get his body back.
Okay. Let's see. Moving on down, Jackal. What is Alma's goal for tonight?
To immediately ditch the party and not fulfill the promise of resurrect. No. No. Alma specifically doesn't have anything planned that he wants done. More just like, let's get this deal with the silver sigil and probably actually perform that resurrection. Which, by the way, I'm not sure if any of you are having the same issue. My character sheet's not loading on
Let's see. I'm going to pull it up.
Mine loaded fine.
Yeah, mine did too.
Yeah.
Alma wants to count more drips on a candle.
Yeah, I'm just in a room counting the drips from a can. No. Yeah, no, Alma does not have any personal.
See if you can edit that copy that I made.
No, I got my character sheet now.
Okay, I'm gonna delete that copy I made then.
Took a while for it to load.
So Alma is going to be trying to follow through on the resurrection, and JB, what is a goal for Rael tonight?
Rael wants to tie up some loose ends in the castle, specifically get some alone time with Kadam. Then he wants to meet with the Silver Sigil and board Vampire Hunt.
Okay. And Rob, finally, what is a goal for Father A?
I need to meet with Anadelia because I released a doppelganger assassin to use as bait. And Anadelia is the one that can get me the Lethalia so that she can have the right face. Also kill Marrow.
For unrelated reasons.
I feel like they're semi-related. Alright, so...
They're kind of there.
What? Nah.
Alright. Oh, go ahead, Anthony.
Real quick before we get started, just so I know order of events. Did Anderson send a sending to Kaitrina before?
No. I don't have spell slots.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't recall him sending a sending.
Okay. Because I had said we should send one to our...
I think Alma could.
I actually do have sending. Because I finally prepared that.
So I don't...
Okay.
So I remember we had this exact exchange.
Did we? I don't remember that.
Well, at the session. Like, it was like, well, Father A can contact her. I'm like, I don't have spell slots. And then I think Alma was like, well, I have sending and spell slots, and I've met Kaitrina. But we didn't say definitively
Okay.
if we were going to do anything, but there's also a time skip. So basically, I'm noting that we brought this up in character in session.
Okay.
And I've had the long
We just haven't made a definitive action.
We might not time skip. We might just pick up from where we left off. I forgot about the stealthy parts. I just had remembered most of the things you guys wanted to do were in the night or in the morning. So we are going to pick up with Rael. And I have to open the recap because I don't remember the exact moment you stealthed away.
I think this was the message that didn't get through on Discord. I rolled a check, but it was just as the party was leaving Zenith Rise.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you did, because I saw it after the session. I remember messaging you. Yep,
That's
okay. Alright, so, the party, this is going to be happening simultaneously then while the party is at the Calican office. Nobody is going to see Rael slip away. You are at the gates of, you are at the Earth Gate of Zenith Rise. Where do you want to go? In front of you, there are merchants and different vendors lined up outside of the Palace Concourse. The guards have the gates of the castle open today, as petitioners have been going in and out. Although most people are going out because it's about time to shut them.
Raya wants to head back inside the gates. and head towards the down towards where the dungeon was.
Okay.
And at some point before reaching the dungeon, he wants to cast Disguise Self on himself and make himself look like Kailissa Tolls.
All right.
I was worried he was going to use my face.
Like, bold move. Like, how do we know she's not still there?
Okay, so
Reed,
you are going to head down into the dungeon, disguised as High Councilwoman Kailissa Tolls. The other thing I just need to double check real quick on Disguise Self is, does it change your voice, or do you have to give me a performance check?
You have to give a
Pretty
performance.
sure,
It only changes
yeah.
appearance. Alter
Yeah.
Self is the one that changes voice.
All right. So if you want to sound like her, you will have to give me a performance check. But however, as you walk down here, you are going to hear two guards. You're going to hear two guards talking back and forth to one another, and let's see, what type of conversation would you hear? Because this is actually very recent. And one is going to say, one's going to say, Kraylor, I know I heard what I heard. And he's going to say, come on, man, you haven't spoken Elven in years. And he's going to say, but yeah, I learned it when I used to guard the... council chambers. They slipped something in there to her. And he's going to say, they're Knights of the Magnate. We're all on the same side. Why would they free her? And he's going to say, I should tell Captain Tatus. He's going to say, just wait till shift change, okay? And he's going to nod and say, I don't feel safe. She can come out here any moment and slit our throats. The man's just going to say, how do you even say hello in Elvish? He stumbles a bit, or he stutters a bit, and then says a very, very improper hello in Elvish. It is the personal, informal hello of just like, oh, nobody uses that. The man who doesn't speak Elvish is going to say, I guess. And I think that's about where this conversation's going to be, like, dying down.
Ryle will wince when he hears the improper Elvish, but try and show no sign. And then he wants to approach the guards and say, I would like to interview the prisoner.
The guards are obviously, going to stand up at attention when you come in and say, yes, hi, Councilwoman. He's going to look and you don't have an entourage, your knights or any of the guards. We can request an honor guard from Captain Tatus for you, or Captain Tatum for you.
That will not be necessary. I can protect myself.
They're gonna look at each other and say, well, you know what? They're gonna roll a morality die. Here we go. And one is going to, God, that, like, you aren't lucky because you are obviously Rael and not High Councilwoman. High Councilwoman, God, what is her name? Tolls? Yes, I know Tolls, but Kailissa, I forgot her first name. You are... Fake her is very lucky right now, because they're going to look at each other and say, High Councilwoman, we have not slacked a moment on our duty. High Councilman Phylanth came and pulled rank, and then the Magnate's Knights came and pulled rank. We've watched vigilantly but we don't think the prisoner is secure in her bindings. It's probably not safe
Why
for
do
you
you-
to go in there.
Why do you think she's not secure?
He's gonna look over and say, I heard one of the Magnate's Knights talking in Elvish. They talked about slipping a lockpick into the cell and breaking her out.
You think one of the knights is helping to break out the assassin?
And he's his companion's gonna look over at him and say, "Yeah, Balin, that's a pretty big claim, isn't it?" He's gonna swallow and say, "Yeah, but until we can be certain, I just would feel awful if something happened to you." High Councilwoman, he bows.
Thank you for your concern. Do you have any shackles in this dungeon?
Yeah, he would have some on the wall, and he's not going in there. And he's going to point to a wall where there are several sets of manacles and other devices for restraining people, hanging off the wall. And he's going to say, "Well, it's just that until shift change later tonight, it's just the two of us down here, and she's kind of like a world-trained elite killer, and we're wonderful at our job, High Councilwoman, but we're more of attendants for the dungeon."
And I am the leader of the... is this correct? Leader of the armies of Ardor?
You are in charge of giving advice to the Magnate based on the armies. The security does fall on your shoulders.
And I'm the responsible for the security of Ardor. Bring the manacles, come in with me, and I promise to keep you safe.
All right. He is going to grab a pair of manacles and walk in behind you.
Get 4 sets of manacles.
All right.
Yeah,
He's they're gonna roll insight on that, and then they're just gonna look, and it's like, yes, High Councilwoman, and they go and grab the manacles. All right,
Cool.
they follow in behind you.
So this is the situation where it's not visible to the rest of the folks in there, but it's audible?
Wait, say that again?
So is this a private cell, or can other people see or hear, or what's the setup?
Yeah, so the way this dungeon's set up, there is a large lobby area. Each of these cells is basically in a private room, and there's a large wooden door with bars on it leading into the cell. Or not into the cell, into the room where the cell is at. The prisoner is in the cell, and then there is a private interrogation room separate from this dungeon. If they got out of the cell, they're fighting in narrow channels, against these guards. This place is manned by the 2 guards, basically ensuring all of these private cells are kept locked up. Once you step into here, you are no longer in the lobby. You are in a small, 5 feet by 10 foot area, and she is in probably a maybe 8 foot by 8 foot cell.
Got it.
Or 8 feet by 10 feet. It would be, just keep the dimensions set. She is behind bars as you step in here. The guards are right behind you.
Ryle will speak in Thieves' Cant to Kadam. I'm here to get you out. Follow along.
Alright.
I would also like to talk about employing your service.
All right. She is going to stand up at the. She's going to stand up at the bars and walk towards them and reply back in thieves' cant. I already have a way out. What does yours cost?
It's what it gains is the question.
I'm sorry, I had somebody knocking on my door. Well, I mean, she'll get
it's
out
less about
earlier.
what it
She's
costs,
down with
and it's
that.
more about what it gains.
Yeah, I heard
And
that.
cool.
And
So
go ahead.
So in common, Raya will say, I have some questions for you. You might have some valuable information to the army, and but the guards were concerned about my safety. Would you consent to some precautions?
You're looking at the guards.
That was to Kadam.
Ah, okay. And she is going to say, yes, you already have me locked up. Whatever extra precautions you need to take. Not going to kill anybody in here. The guard is going to look back at the other guard and say, while we're in here, the lobby remains unguarded. You should go let Captain Tatum know that we need an additional set of knights down here. Those other Ardorian generals are warriors.
This will only take a minute. If one of you guard the front door and the other assists me to secure the prisoner, then you can both go out.
All right. This Rael, looking at this guard, he is practically quivering. As you do that, the other one's going to say, "Come on, Balin," and he steps forward and he is going to take the manacles and prepare to unlock the cell.
What Raya would like is for them to manacle her to the bars of the cell without unlocking it. So both arms manacled and both legs manacled to the cell.
All right. He is going to go to unlock it, and we're going to switch music. He's going to go to unlock it, and he's going to say, "Kraylord, no, it's another doppelganger." He draws his spear on Rael, the other guard. The man stops and says, "Wait, how do you know?" And he's going to say, I'm telling you, you got to listen to the languages, man. And he's going to say, "Hi, councilwoman. You're under arrest, probably."
Raya wants to cast suggestion on that guard.
Okay, go ahead. I'm going to give this to you as your one action before they roll initiative against you.
Okay. Wants to cast suggestion, and everything is fine. Stand outside.
All right. He is going to fail Rael's DC, and he's going to follow that course of action. Just like he shakes his head and says, "Like what?" and starts walking outside. The other guard, however, is he's still going to be engaged. He stops unlocking the cell, and he is going to roll initiative. However, he is defensive.
So Briar will just stand back with his hands up.
Okay. And you're going to let him arrest you?
No, he's not going to let him arrest him, but he's standing back and won't take any aggressive action.
Okay. He's going to move to put the manacles on you and say, I'm sure this can all be cleared up, High Councilwoman. I'm sorry, but precaution. He is going to roll against... he rolls against your disguise self. So far, from what you can tell, he just keeps treating you like normal. And he starts maniculing your hands.
Well, I know he doesn't want to let that happen. He would cast suggestion and tell him to stand outside as well.
Okay, roll me on the initiative order. He has rolled a 14 for initiative.
He's had to round for this.
$15. All right. You cast suggestion on him. He rolls against the spell save. What is his save he has to beat against you?
17.
Ooh! All right. He rolled a 14. Hold on. I gotta look up real quick because these are guards, but they are slightly scaled up. So I just need to see if they have proficiency in wisdom saving throws. Sad frickin' day. He would pass it if he did. He fails the save. What do you say?
Stand outside with the other guard. Don't come in here.
And he is like hand on your hand, and then he goes and stands outside. All right. Katum has also rolled in the initiative order. She is going to, seeing as you have them outside, she is going to instead just pick the lock. She rolls a sleight of hand check against the lock and rolls a 27. And she is going to move the bar open and bow and say, "Not the first High Counselor who's wanted me on their side today. Oh, what's your price, woman? What's your price, High Councilwoman?"
So, first, I would like to know a little bit more about the other High Councilman and what he wants you to do.
She is going to start walking out, presumably like gesturing for you two with her. Because suggestion is not forever.
It's like 8 hours.
Yeah. So, your suggestion on the other creature is going to fade, by the way.
Yep.
So, walking outside. Oh, go ahead.
Before that, Rai will say, "Let's get out of here properly. I can magic us out of here, and we'll cast Dimension Door to get them outside of the prison."
You cannot Dimension Door here.
It's locked down?
Yeah, not on the ground. And she is going to say, the dungeons have a forbiddance on them. And a hollow upstairs in the throne room. But there's a tower in Windwatch we can get out of. And as soon as she opens the door, there's the one guard, the second one that you suggested. He is standing there, The other one is gone. Kadam is going to take off into a light jog, grabbing your hand.
Yep, Ryle's going to bolt
All right.
with Kadam.
She also fails your disguise self. And yeah, just taking the dash action out of here. Let's see. Would there be alarms sounded? Woof! Okay, you guys are going to get a top of the stairs, and there are going to be two knights hustling in towards the dungeon.
I'll
Cutting.
cast invisibility on both of us.
Okay. On your initiative round, I'm going to roll them. Yeah, and you're going to beat both of them for initiative. This is the most garbage initiative night ever. 3 and 11. All right. So they cannot see you, but they can still hear you. Kadam is going to. She moves after you. I rolled a 7 plus 5. Or no, plus. Let me open her chart real quick, because I think she's got a plus 6 to dexterity. Alright. Ardor and Assassins, Kadam. Alright, she has got a plus 6 to dexterity, and she's got no bonuses to the other thing. So she rolled a 7 plus 6 is a 13, and you are moving at a 15. Yes. And she's also going to beat these other guards who are moving at a 11 and a 3. Alright, so you cast invisibility on her. She's going to use a bonus action to hide. And then she'll give you the help action on her help action to make a stealth check. And she is going to slip between them. Running a hand... Good God! Running a hand along one of them. And you are going to... Well, no, you can't see her. Anyways, that is her turn. She moves 30 feet past them. And you hear her whisper, Councilwoman, step, here, here, and here, giving you the help action. It is their turn. They make perception checks against you. Alright, they are going to... Or no, they don't make perception checks against you, because they are aware of you. They're going to ready an action and attack. If they feel you step by, they're going to attack at you. That is their turn as they form a side-by-side square, blocking off this 10 feet of the stairwell leading up. You hear... would there be bells? I feel like those bells are... Yeah, it's Kadam. She's out. They're bells. Yeah, you're going to hear bells start sounding. It is your turn, though.
So, yeah, Ryle will try and stealth past the guards. Is that possible?
Okay. Yes, it is. I'm going to give them just random perceptions of what they're... no, they'd be using their passive perception, and they are not going to see you at an 18. As you move by them, well, you're not going to be able to see Kadam, but presumably you know where the Wind Watch Tower is, and that's probably where she is moving to.
Yep. All
right.
There too.
Do you guys have any more complications? Alright, you're going to get to the Windwatch Tower, and as you step in, there are several crossbowmen up here watching the gate of Firewatch. and watching the courtyard. And they're standing around a bell, which they've been ringing on repeat every couple minutes. There is ascension here to go higher above Windwatch, but this is I forgot what an archer's vantage would be. But anyways, yeah, you're probably about 40 feet off the ground over the portcullis leading into Firewatch on the north side of this tower. Actually, let me roll what these guys are moving at. I'm going to roll them 2 initiative die for the well-trained and the less well-trained. All right. They are moving at an 18 and a 4. And they are going to have readied actions. It is your turn on initiative. Stepping up here, you assume this is where Kato met.
How many guards are there?
That you see? 5.
And it's a top of a tower, so there's no so it's basically visible to everyone what's going on.
Presumably, there's they can see over the wall, and then they can also kind of walk and see into the courtyard. It's not overtly visible, but I mean, if you throw a man off the side of the railing.
I was trying to think about ways to see if Kadam's up here. He'll just whisper, "Are you here?"
Okay. And do you want to ready an action or anything, or you just want to hold until you hear her respond?
Yeah, ready an action that if he can detect Kadam, he wants to dimension door them 500 feet as far away from the tower as he can, as in like on the road somewhere, and just get out of the castle.
Okay, let's see how smart Kadam is about magic. I actually should set a DC for this. Okay. I'm going to put it at DC 15. She knows you can cast spells invisibly. So yeah, when you whisper, "Are you here?" You are going to you're going to see Kadam become visible to you as she throws. As you see, well, actually, you don't see Kadam. You see one of the knights from downstairs in front of you. He throws one of these men off the side of the building, making a contested athletics attempt for a shove attempt. And that guy rolls an 11 in this guy's spear that was at his station, and Kadam's equipped with it. And he's going to say, "Right here." They take their readied actions and attack her. 2 of the 3 remaining crossbowmen. 1 hits, dealing a total of 7 piercing damage to her. I'm going to rule she's at 75% HP because she would have spent hit dice on her short rest. And, they probably wouldn't have rolled amazingly. Alright, so, yeah, she takes 7 points of damage. That is their turn, and the other guards are going to come and... Oh, God. They're not going to fight her. One's going to grab his spear and stand between her and the remaining 2 crossbowmen. The other one is going to ring the bell frantically and then take off running. He's going to just run to the bell and then use the rest of his movement to go down the stairs. He runs past Rael. If Rael has a weapon equipped, you can take an attack of opportunity.
Nope, he won't do that.
All right. Kadum is sizing up the rest of these guards. It is the guards' turn. Moving at an 18, the 2 remaining crossbow men are going to... God, load quicker! Load quicker! They pull out... they unleash another volley of crossbows at her. 1 hits, and the second is going to miss. Oh... If these guys have multi-attack, but they don't have crossbow... they have multi-attack, they don't have crossbow expert. The second attack was a crit, but you can't attack twice with the crit with a crossbow. Alright, he's going to deal 7 plus 3. He deals 10 points of piercing damage on the first arrow at Kadum. She takes it to the shoulder, looks at the arrow, and then looks at the guard. It is your turn.
Ryan wants to move up next to Kadum, cast Dimension Door, and get them off the tower as far away down the street as he can.
Alright, give me a direction.
Southwards.
Okay. Alright, you are going to grab her and Dimension Door southwards. Kadum and you are on the streets of the Palace District. There are a platoon of guards, just kind of like moving past you. Kadum is currently disguised as Knight. She pulls the crossbow bolt out of her shoulder and throws it on the ground. And she's going to say, "I'm getting quite a reputation in that castle."
There will be more after today.
And looking at you, she's going to say, "Since when did you learn magic, High Councilwoman?"
I have my own tricks.
Roll me a deception check. Yeah, she's not going to incite you. I just wanted to see if you got critically low. Nonetheless, she's going to say, the other High Counselor wants me. The other High Counselor wants me in his pocket as a bodyguard, one who can change faces. If anybody raises too much fuss against the magnate or policies of the High Council's policies, a blade in the night when needed, in exchange for my freedom. Or no, not her freedom, her life.
Well, your life is in your own hands now, so maybe you've got better bargaining power for that.
And she's going to nod towards Rael and say, "A favor for a favor."
Information. Why do you owe Father Anderson a favor?
She's going to say, "It's funny, they think me a monster in that castle. It's true, I ran my sword through the young prince's back. He was much more than I anticipated, though. The poison couldn't claim his life. He clung to it with such vigor, and he was surrounded by 2 of his knights, and I knew I couldn't finish and keep my head. I couldn't finish him off and keep my head, and I fled. One knight pursued me, and Father Anderson stayed behind. And she's gonna say, I went back to finish the deed as he saw my face. But in return, when I went to kill him, he gave me information about something that a friend of mine had been hiding from me. I spared his life. Also, it turns out I'm not the monster. I may have shoved the sword through Marcus's back, but I wasn't the one who watched him die. And she's going to say the favors for a job completed.
Very well. Meet me in the Magnate's Falcon a day from now to discuss further opportunity.
I'm gonna roll her a I feel like we're even die. And she's gonna nat 20 it and say and she's gonna shake her head and say, I've got too much debt to pay off. You broke me out, I gave you the information you needed to know. A favor for a favor. If you have any other business, you'll have to hire me.
How do I reach you?
Who is she contracting through now? Because Bevelis is dead. Oh, she's contracting through Sarissa's dad. I forgot his name. She's going to give you a name of an NPC who is named. You can call him Sarissa's father for now, and I will get you his actual name after the session. Yeah, she tells you the name of her contractor, and says he hangs out and around the taverns of Maiden's Watch. If you ask for him by name, he'll get word to me.
Very well. Go well. Our paths will cross again, I'm sure. And we'll walk away. Head to the Falcon office.
Alright. She
He'll
leaves.
drop to this guy's self once he's confident he's not being followed and out of vision.
Ooh, wait. She's gonna change her disguise too as she keeps walking. I was just seeing if it was anybody you know. It is not. All right. You head to the Calkin office, meeting up with the party after all the shenanigans are said and done. Group C has left. The party is all together in the Calkin office. It is the evening of the 27th, going into not the midnight, but like the mid-evening. When the wolf cries thrice at the moon and the grove of ravens flock through the sky, about 9 o'clock. I'm kidding.
When you said the wolf, I thought you were referring to Marrow.
That was a callback to give E some shit.
No, that was a reference from a TV show I watch.
I got both references, honestly.
No, it's called Gallivant, and it's a medieval show, and every time it's a comedy, and every time they're like trying to tell people where to meet at a time, they like give this, great metaphor of like what's happening in the region, and then the other character's just like, so about 9? And it's like, yeah, about 9 o'clock. It's like somebody should really make a standardized system of time.
I got both references, and I couldn't tell which one you were referring to.
First things first, I believe we want to bring a corpse back to life.
Yeah.
No, well, I thought... Hold on.
Everybody is together.
A lot of party members.
You guys are alone in the Calkin office, the boss fight party versus Father A.
I'm like, this is an intervention.
No. It's Marrow's not Marrow doesn't want. Has a bit of respect for Father A.
A bit. I'm a goddamn Mardorian hero.
Enough that he would actually ask you that stuff in private. Okay.
So, did we get the message, the sending out to Kaitrina?
Do you want to?
You can do it now. Sending instant, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it now.
Well, it's one action, but it's an instant thing.
you guys were waiting on Rael because he's really the brains of this operation. He's
Yeah,
the only
no.
one who can speak 25 coherent words in a sentence.
Hey!
I'm joking.
I sent two separate.
I'm
sentences.
sorry.
I know at
I'm
least
the only one that actually
35.
casts it, so it's being translated through me.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
sending, I'm just out of slots.
That's true. And the one person that needs we have several casters here. All of them know sending besides two, I think.
Well, there's a difference between knowing and then like having it prepared.
No, I can't prepare sending. I'm a druid.
Anyways,
Let her know about the meeting with Jami. Makana is left, so there shouldn't be any
I
issue.
could have sworn we've already had this in a separate session.
Did we?
I think Katrina already knows about the meeting.
Like the meeting at midnight or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you guys didn't.
Yes,
inform
we've
her of
already
that.
had that. We've had that one. Like she knows. We sent a message to her
Yeah.
before that.
Okay.
That's
I
what he was
wasn't
asking
aware.
about.
I'm pretty sure Mero was the one who delivered the news when he told her that Giovanno was investigating the house.
I wasn't there at the time.
Yeah, no, yeah. Meryl gave her the
I'm
news.
informing you as a player, but yeah, everybody would say that in character, just like yeah.
Yeah, it's just like.
If she
Meryl-
knows,
Oh, go ahead.
if she knows, that's fine. And Celebris is going to look up at the wall where his and Katrina's father's axes are mounted.
Meryl's still looking at the fire pit.
Which is below the wall Celebris is looking at.
Yeah, I figured as much.
How long has that been up there?
How long have you been dead?
Not really sure what the significance of this item is.
Oh. Celebris grabs his axe off the wall. This is mine.
I say, dear boy, you shouldn't mess with the acoustics of the place.
Speaking
This is-
of places, you got a diamond?
I do, but my body is not here. It's in the crypt. And this is something.
Well, I mean, we got your soul right here.
Do you need my soul?
I
or do you
really
not?
just need a piece of you. The rest of it will just come magically.
Okay.
Will the
But
rest of it come magically?
Should.
Actually,
I'm pretty sure you don't need the full body for resurrection.
I would check that before you.
I'm
say
reading
that.
the spell now.
Don't want another greater restoration snafu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope,
Okay.
I'm wrong. I'm sorry. That's true resurrection. No, we do need your body.
Yeah, Alma is aware of the requirements of resurrection.
that's something we can handle in the morning. I could spend one more night as a spirit.
I might not join you tomorrow morning as I have a meeting with an old friend.
That's
If
fine.
you don't do that.
I don't think, unless you are interested in seeing something of this caliber, it isn't necessary for you to be there for this particular situation.
I'm just, well, I am intrigued by on how dead are brought back considering I killed them, but I don't necessarily need it if you're bringing back and you're not being considered undead. I'd like to know on where.
I mean,
I'm
it's
not-
actually not that hard. I can make zombies if you want to watch the process.
And
No, it's kind of the you're missing the point.
and I'm not undead.
I know. You're celestial. I know the difference. You're not my prey.
Oh, by the way, about 20 minutes ago, the party heard bells in town.
What's that?
This is a call from the from the castle.
The panic bells go off about once a week. It's fine.
Nothing good happens when the panic bells go off.
It's like the tornado alarm. It goes off once a month. It's Wednesday.
The
I
citizens
thought it
of
was the
Harbor are just
hurricane
like,
alarm.
are they just testing the assassin response system?
God damn it.
Nobody panic. This is all just a drill.
Maro's gonna actually kind of give Father a glance, as not saying anything, just kind of looking at him.
Not my fault.
It's about 4 hours. Like when Father A gets that glance, it's about 4 hours too early for his plans. So probably
He doesn't know the ship's schedule.
No, I'm saying for Father A.
Demont's gonna go up to Anthony. What's your character's name? I got
Celebras.
Celebras. He's gonna go up to Celebras and he's gonna say, "Can I look at your axe?" And he's gonna reach for it.
Absolutely. That's nothing spectacular, just a mithril great axe.
How much longer until the meeting with the sigil?
I believe we discussed around midnight.
What time is it now? I guess that would be
Approaching
out of
9.
character.
Yeah, approaching 9. The wolf has only cried at the moon twice.
Fine axe.
Moon what? Why is wolves mooning things? That's very impolite.
I'm going to go check out the bells.
Yes, let's go.
Is Ryle back now?
Yeah, everybody's together.
Oh,
Cool.
wait. When did you
Yeah.
get back? Because I feel like there'd be a moment of, where have you been?
Ryle,
Yeah, because
Ryle
big giant doors.
Ryle got back about 20 minutes after the bells. This is what I was saying. Everybody is together. Ryle stuff happened while you guys were talking to Group C.
Anyway, let's go get your body and put your soul back where it belongs.
There's no rush for that right now. He said it was in the morgue.
Mhm.
And Dumont's gonna hand the axe back to Sil.
And
I think it's time to have a drink. And he's going to look at y'all and say, "Does this place have phoenix blood?"
This isn't a tavern. They might in one of the taverns around here.
This place is the keep. All good alcohol should be here. Is there any servants, Brandon?
Oh, no, you're in the Kalkin office.
Oh,
We're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, no.
I
Without
had to
any-
say what location we're in. I was confused.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
If anything, with everything going on, I'm gonna roll. Yeah, no. I'm just going to. You notice Maro pull out a strange-looking instrument, and let's see what he does. Oh, not bad actually.
So, I'm just gonna be that guy real quick. I've left.
Yeah.
Okay, is anybody going with Father A?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Ryle
leave
will.
too.
Okay.
I'm gonna
And-
leave. Boring.
Got nothing better to do.
Alright, and so Mara was playing the mandolin, or Madeline, as you, Follow
Mandolin.
behind?
Yeah.
okay.
No, he's actually sitting there in the Calkin office.
Okay. Alright. So, change of plans tonight. Everybody heads towards the keep. Everybody heads towards the keep, and there is going to be a entourage of knights assembled at the Earth Gate. And he should really have a Stu should have a character card by now, as many appearances as he makes. Captain
Is it Captain
Tatum,
Tatum?
yeah, is going to be standing there with
He trusts me
With-
less than Maro does.
yeah. Let's just roll. We'll just roll this.
What after all the shit you called? Nah.
He's going to be standing there with 16 knights, in addition to a battalion of guards. Point at Father Anderson and the other guard. I don't know if Father Anderson's going to recognize this guy next to him. He's going to point.
Guy from the dungeon.
Yeah, he's going to point and say, "That's him." And Captain Tatum is going to say, "Arrest him, Alexander, Lord Alexander Anderson. You're under arrest for abetting and conspiracy against Artur Sarai and her throne, or for aiding in and conspiring against Artur Sarai and its throne."
I'm very confused. What?
5 of these guards are going to step forward, like, hesitantly to arrest you.
I like the hesitantly.
Tatum, what's going on?
I must have a reputation.
He is going to speak up and say, a trial will be scheduled, but Balin, does this guy have a last name? Balin Retchen, that's what we'll call him. He'll say, Balin Retchen of the Magnate's Dungeons witnessed, or rather was witness to Father Anderson aiding in Kadam, or in conspiring her escape. Afterwards, he sent a thief into the dungeons, disguised as the councilwoman, to break her out.
Wait, so they're saying that I arranged for that thief?
That's what they're saying, but they're also saying there's going to be a trial, because he doesn't really know. All he knows is that this guy saw you, or listened to you conspire to get this lady out. The rest is probably hearsay, but he also did see that lady come in, so...
Dumont's gonna step up and say, "Excuse me, are you saying this lowly guard is accusing one of your knights as aiding and abetting a assassin that he brought in with the help of as yours truly? That is preposterous. If anything, this boy is just lovesick for her and just wanted to talk."
Tatum is going to speak up and say,
"Were you there?" And he's going to, Dumont is going to puff up and just tower over the captain. Because I was. And if you besmirch my honor, you may be in trouble.
he'll honor duel over this. Tatum is going to say, Lord Dumont, I understand your concern, but I am privy to information that wasn't that you weren't in Ardor for. When our last magnate was killed, the circumstances that caused it hinged heavily around Alexander's testimony.
Sounds like you've already found your fall guy.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh.
Be
Shelly
that as it may,
voraciously is defending me, the obvious criminal.
Who didn't commit this crime?
Wait, I'm gonna go. It's like, right? It's like you got your fall guy. Well, to be fair, I've done enough to warrant this.
Honestly, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner.
There's only one other person who can clear your name. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to testify at the trial.
I don't want to go back to jail.
be that as
Go ahead.
it may, we have important business pursuing the Twilight Fang. Surely imprisoning Father Anderson before he clears his name at trial is not the best strategy. Perhaps you could leave him in our custody, and then he will show up to defend himself at the trial at the appropriate date.
roll me a persuasion check. All right. He is going to say, leniency in this, or rather on imprisonment, can only be granted by the accused, or by the accuser. He's going to speak up and say, which is me, but I accuse you on behalf of our magnate.
Well, Tatum, you know full well that now that I'm back, if it pleases you in this matter and will help with this decision, I can stay with Anderson.
He shakes his head and says, it's not my decision. He's to be arrested. If he's allowed to wander free before his trial, it will be the magnate's decision.
I will step up and honestly,
Stand
we've been
down.
with. Oh, okay. Shut me down like that. Alright. Fine, I see how it is. Never mind. You can
Fine,
defend yourself.
Tatum. If that's how it must be, then I guess I'm going to be spending some time in the dungeon.
He is going to gesture for the guards to step forward, and they are going to manacle you.
Oh, actually, wait. Two things. Well, actually, just the one thing. The second thing is too shady. I'm gonna like hold my hand up to be like, you know, to sort of like, hup, 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 just so you don't think I'm, you know, sort of like the hold up. I'm gonna throw Celebrus my sickle.
Okay. As he takes you into custody, you know, he's going to move you into his group of knights and start escorting you through the Earth Gate. He's going to look back at Rael and Celebrus and say, "Your case can be made to the magnate. She's being briefed on this matter as we speak." He is going to look at the guard battalion and say, half of you with me, the other half defend Balin. And he's going to say, Balin, upstairs. Balin is going to nod as the critical witness for this case. Should probably take him to Storm's Nest. That'd be safer. You know what? The barracks is pretty safe. Yeah, Balin walks off. Let's see how many people are left in this battalion when it splits. So about 10 guards are going to walk off with Balin.
Dude,
All
there's
right.
like 10 guards around me.
You have 26.
Way too many. That's what?
There are
to
his.
kill.
Yeah, there are his knights, which are, you know, his meats. Anyways, yeah, he's going to lock you in the dungeon. Saying, you know, just the whole time walking, just like, you know, I knew something felt off about that day I interrogated you with Marcus. And he's going to shake his head and say, and did you cast some magic on me? Why didn't she speak on the subject?
Dumont's gonna look at him and say, sounds like you got a beef with him, and you're just looking for an excuse.
Oh, Dumont's walking to the dungeon too?
Unless people have stopped him.
Oh yeah, he can walk with him down there.
How long is it till the scheduled Silver Sigil meeting?
At this point, we'll probably say, let's see how long this is taking. It's still 3 hours. You guys walk to the castle with due haste. And, you know, that exchange was 10 minutes.
To Celebrus, Ryle, are you the best person to speak on Anderson's behalf to the Magnate?
I think so. I've known him the longest. I've known the things he's done for this country.
To the Magnate, then?
Yes, but if it's all right with you, Alma and Lord Dumont, can you head back to the Kelkin office in case Kaitrina or John, our guests show up, and just let them know that I might be a little late.
I can head to the Kalkin office as well, and continue with the meeting with the sigil in case something unexpected happens at your end.
If you'd like, I was hoping to have you on there with me. You seem fairly capable at talking, but that might be prevalent too, to have you there.
If you want.
Dumont's going to say 1 second, and he's going to concentrate, and next thing you know, a puff of smoke happens, and Duchess is sitting on his shoulder, and he's going to put Duchess on Celebrus's shoulder, and he's going to say, if you need us, all you have to do is tell Duchess, and she will be at my side. We'll know to come running.
I thank you, Lord Dumont. I hope this can go relatively peacefully. Ariana, I don't see this being too much of an issue, but having this as a fail-safe is comforting.
All right. Speaking to Ariana. All right, you guys are going to find her inside the keep. She is in her throne room as she is being briefed on this. Did you want to say something before I describe the scene?
Plan is that I'm the only one going in there. Everyone's heading back to the Kelkin office in case Kaitrina or Jami show up.
Okay, is everybody in agreement with that?
I'm being arrested.
Father A, I protest.
Ryle's happy to go with Celebrus if that's the preference that way. If another voice would be useful, then he's happy to go.
Yeah, Dumont is following Father A.
Well, I was until I was told not to. I'm going to go back to the Kalkin office.
Okay. And so Mero and Alma go back to the Kalkin office with Dumont.
Mero never left the Kalkin office. He's still sitting on. He's still sitting by the hearth. Yeah, just playing his mandolin.
Father A got himself into this on his own for that crime he didn't commit. All right. So, let's see. Do you walk in on a conversation? Let's roll a percentage die. Lower, you don't. Higher, you do. Higher. Okay. So, you are going to step in here, and let's see who is briefing her. If it's anybody important. Oh, moderate importance. Okay. So, you are going to step in here, and you are going to see Ariana, and oh god, all the guards would be at the gate. Oh, well, she's got Oro and Tarum. Like, what else do you need? You are going to see Ariana sitting on her throne. Oro and Tarum are on either side of this elevated platform. There is space for 2 chairs, however, the other has been removed as Ariana doesn't have a suitor or a consort. And there is a, let's see, evens, odds. Okay, there's a woman standing, oh man, she would have been rushed here. There's a woman standing on the floor that Celebrus is going to recognize. It is Councilwoman Paulina Kiev. And she is reading from a ledger, looking up ever so often as you're approaching the throne. And she is going to say, it's treason and conspiracy. It's treason and conspiracy he's being accused with. It's going to have to go to trial, just like Seth. And she's going to shake her head and say, "This is Seth's, our Brigadier Kalir's trial was a witch hunt. There's no reason it needs to be as big as that. I'm sure this can be sorted out internally." Kiev is going to shake her head and say, "No, if it involves your knights and it involves treason by the Ethic Council's procedures, the throne has to adjudicate between the accuser and the accused." She's going to exhale. She's just like kind of slumped in her chair with her elbow on the resting her head against her hand, as this does not seem to be like something she wants to go through right now. Looking up, she sees you walking in. Kiev is going to turn and see you and step aside because she's not done briefing. And Ariana will gesture and say, "Lord Vega, what do you know about this betrayal?"
Unfortunately, all I know about it is we approached the keep after we heard the alarm bells go off, and Anderson was arrested on sight and is being accused of conspiring to release the assassin. That's all.
She gestures towards Paulina. Councilwoman Kiev is going to nod. I feel like I have a card for her. I just don't know where it's at. And she's going to... No, I don't have a card for Councilwoman Kiev. She's going to say, "The facts as we are aware of them currently, a guard accused you of coming to see... or accused Father Anderson of coming to see the prisoner directly after High Councilman Philanth, in which the High Councilman backed up that account. From there, he said that he heard Father Anderson speak in Elvish and possibly slip something through the bars. Nearly a half hour later, a woman disguised as High Councilwoman Kylissa Tolls came into the dungeon and broke the assassin out.
So Kadam's free.
Ariana is going to nod.
Unfortunately, as far as the first part, Rael, you were, I believe, with him at that time. I wasn't. But as for a half an hour or so, he was with me, so I can attest that he was not there.
And it sounds like this matter needs to go before a trial to be resolved, and Father Anderson can clear his name. Our request is that you give him to our custody beforehand, for he's vital in our current operations of Twilight Fang.
She looks at Paulina, and Paulina is going to say, Brigadier General Kalir was allowed her freedom until trial, as long as she was escorted by a member of the Ethics Council.
I can assure you that I, as one of the Knights of the Magnate, can will be at his side at all times. Plus, we have High Lord. And literally, he's going to lean over to Rael. What's the dog's last name?
Estrai.
Esther,
And Lord Esterai is also within our company, so he'll have 2 knights in your service, escorting and watching his every move. I'm not sure what's going on in this matter, as you know, I just returned recently. But Anderson has done much for this country, and locking him away is
Absolutely fucking just.
out of character.
Give me the execution. Give me the death I want.
Out of character, absolutely is just. In character is well, it's just, it's not fitting, or it's not. I can't. Excuse me. This whole situation is very unnerving to me at the moment. This whole situation is something that just doesn't. Something's not adding up in that sense. He was one of the people that helped capture the assassin. Why would he go out of his way to break them out?
Ariana is going to nod and say, I agree. I have the utmost faith in his loyalty to the throne. She looks at Paulina and says, Councilwoman Keeve, assign whatever member you want to travel with them. When the trial is set, your councilwoman be aware of his movements. I'm sure he'll show up. This matter doesn't need to be discussed further tonight. She stands up, and Councilwoman Keeve is going to bow. She nods to each of you and starts walking by.
Cerberus is going to nod to her and then nod to Ariana. Thank you, Lady Bertolf. I'm sure this can all be resolved post-haste.
All right. Councilwoman Keeve, does she have any snide comments to add on? Let's look.
We got drunk together. I thought we were friends.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. And you know, she's not gonna.
We had a whole thing.
Yeah, she's not gonna add anything on. She's growing to respect Ariana. She likes you guys somewhat.
You were moving up the power ranking. You were going to be the first not demon romantic interest.
Well, I mean, we don't know that yet.
All right.
That's fair.
That's absolutely fair.
let's roll you guys up at random a ethics counselor that she can assign to you.
Oh boy.
I guess, like, during this time, like, Marrow and Alma are just having a conversation.
Yeah.
No, Marrow, when you guys walked in, Marrow's still playing that mandolin, which I don't think of.
I didn't walk in. I'm not a knight.
No, in the Calkin office.
Oh.
Because remember, Marrow never left the Calkin office. He's sitting there playing a random instrument that you guys never seen him held before.
Yeah, that's nice. We don't really care.
No, you don't. It's just, that's what he's doing, and just... Oh, fun fact, Brandon. Until I take that long rest, I still have Kaden marked, and if she comes within 60 feet of me...
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So,
Hey, Brandon.
yes.
On the way back, I get some wine,
Gonna need it.
like a lot of wine, and take it back to the Calcutta office.
Sam Jordan's asleep. He'd absolutely love this storyline.
Well, like, Father A is finally getting caught.
Yeah.
Alright. So, she is going to say to Celebris, and say, I'm going to send Lilda Alakan, or Councilwoman Lilda Alakan,
to follow Father Anderson until his trial. Is it a oh, she wanted to say, is it okay? How would she phrase that? And she's going to say, is it acceptable to release him in the morning?
Well,
We need him tonight.
Don't I get to say in any of this?
No, you're in prison.
Don't I have rights?
No.
No, we're going over your
This
guilty.
isn't a Lil Nagai scrub.
I think we can manage without him for a night. Just make sure that
Think of all the fun stuff that he's not going to do while we do it for him.
the knights that are, or the guards that are keeping watch on him are not stepping out of line.
All
It felt
right.
like it felt and sounded like Tatum might have a personal grudge against him for some reason.
She's
That I'm a criminal.
she's gonna nod and say very well, and begin stepping out.
This is the best we can. And when she steps out, he's going to look at Rael and say, "This is the best we can do for now. Let's head back and let the others know."
Very well.
Or do you want to visit him before we go?
I'll him in jail.
It would be useful just to let him know that we have negotiated his release for the morning.
All right.
We could just send him ascending.
All right.
It's literally quicker for us to walk downstairs.
We can jump to Father Anderson.
No, I don't like that phrasing.
Okay.
To a Father Anderson?
No, it's just like, are we just gonna have a nice little group moment? Is somebody else visiting me in jail? Am I having to put up with Tatum's dumbass?
Well,
Yes, on all accounts.
You'll put in the cell next to A-list.
Please.
That would be hilarious,
Don't
but I'm pretty
threaten
sure
me
she's
with
in
a good
solitary.
time.
I'm pretty sure she's in solitary confinement.
She's in Storm's Nest. A whole different set of cells. Can I request a transfer to next A-list?
Just like personally with a hole between the walls for
Communication.
reasons.
You can demon
Father-
fight that thing.
Father Anderson is led, ironically, into the cell where Tatum was at.
Well,
That is
Well, we know it's
and-
empty.
there's only so many.
You're going to hear some of the guards leave, but you're also going to hear like the mumbling of voices indicating a large number of people still down here. After Tatum closes the cell on you, he's going to look at you and then just shake his head and then walk out. The next thing you awake to is Gale Song's rambunctious laughter.
No, not again!
I'm kidding. The door is going to open though after maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes down here, and then a person is going to step in. You're going to recognize the celestial magnate, and
Oh no! No,
sh-
she give me the Jewish guilt. Not ready for this for her to be disappointed in me.
Are you ready to tell the magnate that you killed her brother?
No, probably not.
and well, all of that's not out there in the open. She's
only some of your crimes have been discovered, not all of them. But hey, there's always a good old circle of truth and a spell to force you to talk.
Yeah.
Somewhere
she's
in there.
Going to come downstairs, or step into the cell, and then she's going to say the crime they're levying against you is treason and conspiracy.
I'm aware.
Looking at you, she says, "Is it true?"
That's a tough question. Like, yes, but no?
Is that how you answer?
Well, no, because I'm not dumb.
Yes, I committed
It's more
crime.
like, do I have to roll a deception check? Because Technically, I did do it. I just didn't do it the way it actually happened.
You could choose the solemn not talking path.
That's more
No.
suspicious.
Is it? For Father Anderson?
I didn't do it.
Didn't do what?
You know
I'm
what?
gonna
I
respond
will.
to that because that's
I'm,
Jackal being Jackal.
I'm not going to make you roll a deception check on that because you didn't send the person that broke Katum out.
Oh no, I'm just like.
And you didn't conspire against the throne.
I didn't. I didn't
Yeah.
intend to commit treason. If anything, I intended to do the opposite.
It's like releasing one evil to stop a different evil.
Yeah, I'm a very ends justify the means kind of guy.
I hope that holds up in court.
And she is going to say, the loyalty of my knights is what I've built the foundation of my rule on, the foundation of my sanity. You, Tatum, Oro, Celebris, at a time, Johan, you're the only ones who I feel like I can depend and trust in this new position. She's gonna put a hand on the bars. Say, the trial will be set, and you'll have your freedom until then. Oh. You know what? Here we go. This is the better way to do this.
Oh no. This is where it ends, boys.
You're gonna see Ariana struggling with this, and she's gonna say, "Do you know what happened? How she got out?"
Might have an idea.
Oof.
But it'd just be guesswork.
And she's going to nod and say, "You don't want to depend on that.
No.
All the councils will be at this trial." She's going to say, "You need evidence." She looks down and says, "I can consult my mother and perhaps get her to divine and see what happened here."
Don't you go
Not gonna want that.
anywhere near that place. Not for my sake, not for anything.
She is going to wrap her knuckle on the cell and say, "You're like family to me, and I'm not going to condemn you to your death." She's
It's
just
your
going
turtle
to
imprisonment.
yeah. She's just going to look at you and say, "Figure this out, what happened, or else I will." And she's going to start walking out. And at that point, nope, not Marrow. Celebris and Rael are going to be walking in. You guys stepping into the dungeon. I've described this dungeon 1,000 times. You're going to see Ariana stepping out of the cell. Oro and Tarum behind her. She nods silently to you guys as she walks by. Stepping in, you see Father Anderson in his natural habitat.
Damn.
Ooh, shots fired.
There's not enough blood here.
Celebris is gonna look at him and give a nervous laugh and say, last time I saw you like this is when we met.
Old habits die hard.
They're going to keep you here tonight. They're going to release you in the morning, and a council member of ethics is going to be following you around till the trial. Me and Rael were able to convince them to do.
Why did you convince them to do so? Doesn't it
Because-
sound absolutely baffling? I've been accused of treason, of releasing an assassin. Tatum seems to believe it because of my potential participation in a different assassination. I'm just allowed to walk around? To do God knows what to God knows who?
Tatum has an axe to grind against you for whatever reason. We both know that you would never betray the crown. If there's one person,
God.
if there's one person I know who might be more devout to Ariana's safety than myself, it's you. I don't think you committed the crimes here today, Anderson.
I didn't commit the crimes here today.
I
I don't
understand.
know how to cast disguising magic.
I
I'm
know.
gonna glare at Rael.
Rael says nothing.
He knows what he did.
I've already started to speak on your behalf, saying that you're with me when the alarms were going off, so you couldn't have been the one here letting the prisoner out.
But who's to say I didn't hire the person who did the breaking out?
Because you're not dumb enough to leave a trail.
Oh, you give me a lot of credit. You know, this is the one thing I don't miss about. This is the one thing I miss about Lil Nagar. The Supreme Light would have already killed me by now.
Please. I don't think they'll kill you even if you're found guilty.
They can stash me in a cell next to Alis, and then I can never be heard from him. That sounds better.
Or you can come with us tomorrow and kill some vampires.
No, that's going to be a few days out still.
But
That's not-
coming with us tomorrow will happen.
Yes. We'll figure out what happened here today, Anderson.
Oh yes. Yes, we will.
I don't know what's happened. I don't know everything that's happened in the last month or so since I've been gone, but I can tell by just the few interactions that have been going on since I've been back. This isn't something you would do. I honestly believe that we'll get you free. Completely. Before you know it. Until then, I'll hold on to this weirdly glowing sickle.
It's a gift from Haldora.
That's... okay. Get some rest, Anderson. I've also talked to them about making sure that none of the guards or Tatum heckle you while you're down here.
Oh, if all they're going to give me is harsh words, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm
If
more
they put their
concerned.
hands on me, I'll have more charges with better evidence.
And that's what I'm afraid of. It's not for your safety, it's for theirs.
Did they strip me of my stuff?
Yeah, they'd have an the lockup.
You're a monk. What stuff do you need to kill?
Holy symbol.
Lockpicks.
Lockpicks. I do have it.
You don't have any.
I mean, you could
Oh
take.
god! The evidence!
What evidence?
The
Oh,
lockpick
you
that
only
he
just
slept
thought
on.
about
The
that now?
inbound has my thieves tool and the sword I used to kill Marcus in it.
You can't get that stuff
Why
anywhere
did
else,
it
kid.
take this long for this to happen?
We'll be back to get you in the morning. Right now, we have to go speak with our guests coming tonight. We'll give you any updates that need to be dealt. All right.
Alright.
Okay. Let's jump over to. I just need to roll. Golly gee willikers, man. You
Oh
guys
god,
are.
is it gonna be Gale Song next?
No, but you guys are killing it on these percentage die tonight.
Who
Okay.
comes to visit
Oh god, it's
Mel?
Marlena! It's all over!
I
Or
heard
is
you
somebody
conspired
visiting-
against my son. No, we're gonna jump over to the party at the Calcan office. Dumont,
Yeah.
Marrow,
Oma, and
I don't
Marrow.
know.
Yeah.
Is it just us?
Yeah,
It-
Marrow's right now is still just playing on the mandolin, just with his
Alright.
eyes closed, just kind of zoned out.
I already rolled the die last session for when they get back from their investigation. So, it is. Do you guys mind me just fast forwarding?
I mean, did you want to roleplay anything? I'm willing to roleplay a chat if you want, but you know.
I'm in jail.
Well, unless Dumont or Alma have any questions to Marrow directly.
More just inquiries about your opinion on the charges.
Oh, yeah, no, actually, Marrow would have asked when they came in, so what was the alarms for?
Yeah, and this is at Rael and Dumont.
You mean Alma and Dumont?
Yeah, Alma and Dumont. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is at Alma and Dumont asking as they come in, so what was so what happened over there with the bells?
They didn't like your play.
I'm now bored.
In all seriousness, Father Ray has been accused of high treason, and helping in the escape of a highly dangerous assassin.
The highly dangerous assassin, I'm assuming we put in jail.
The very same, yes.
At
You're
that, Dumont pours a cup of wine and slides it over to Mary.
I'll take a sniff at it and take a slow just sip.
Oh, you're not gonna.
Thank
Brandon, was I successful in getting Phoenix Blood?
Oh, Phoenix Blood? Was that the wine you were looking for specifically?
Specifically, yeah.
Roll me an investigation check. Walking down the palace concourse, someplace nice would have it.
Damn.
Yes,
Wow.
you are definitely going to find Phoenix Blood. I will get you the price of it in a second for a bottle of Roni.
No offense to say this way, Shelby. I thought Dumont was stupid.
Dumont's
He
smart
can't.
about stuff.
He can be.
It's just silly.
Alright, a bottle of Phoenix Blood on the Palace Concourse is going to run you 35 gold.
Okay, I would have gotten 2.
Okay.
How many gold? Bam.
You got enough to share with everyone, or is it just Marrow?
Yeah, I'll pour you some too.
Thank you. Like
Thank you.
such somber tones. Like having a nice drink is nice.
Marrow sniffing this beverage. It is golden in nature. And I forgot exactly what it smelled like. But it is...
smells like whatever Marrow thinks is awesome.
Oh, yeah. It smells like... It honestly does. It smells like whatever your personal heaven is. Like, you sniff it, and it's just like, wait, is that the aroma of, like, Kuyu and the forest? Like a fresh forest mist? How did they get that in this bottle?
It's just like...
Does it smell like my best friend?
It actually would smell like hot water springs and lavender.
Yeah. That's one of the properties of this beverage. It smells like whatever the best thing in the world is to you. And it is like, it's almost like a, it's not a syrup, it's still liquidy, but it is, it's almost like, it's almost creamy. It's almost a golden cream.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly surprised that you got something like this. Reminds me of a place I've always dreamt of going.
We,
Flavor Town.
in Himsdale, this is a very, very rich drink, a very important drink. I grew fondness for it. I had an illusionist friend who really turned me on to this particular bottle.
Intriguing.
Agreed. Considering... well... Yes.
Dumont's gonna wait until they take a drink.
Yeah, he'll... You know what? Rana's gonna be a bit respectful holding up the glass before taking a nice long sip.
Alright.
While we're drinking, Alma is just like, Marrow, you've been around longer than I have, but my impression is that Father Anderson was probably the most adamant about the crown's loyalty, integrity. Do you think there's some foul play going on?
Hey, Brandon, have both of them drank yet?
I have drunk.
Yeah, Marrow's drunk.
So, after they do that, Dumont says, "Oh, I probably should have told you there's a special property of this wine that it has a side effect. You may not be speaking in a language that people can understand."
What?
I forgot about that.
When me and my illusionist friend, when we would drink that, we'd carry on conversations neither of us would understand, you know. And my illusionist friend, he was such a funny dude. He was so enamored with this race, this monster race called bullywugs, and he'd always turn into a bullywug when we drink this stuff. And Jeremiah, I never understood a single word you said, but man, you always had a mighty fine wine.
I have a question. Can we understand this?
Well, it's interesting that you say that. I'm actually looking for my table now that I used to roll on this, and I can't find it in my Group F folder. But I am going to just roll you guys a die on the player's handbook. Let's see.
Okay. Does it do this effect to Marrow after the
Like, is there a save or is it
everybody
just automatic?
give me a Constitution save, because this stuff is super duper powerful.
16, not bad actually.
Alright, 1 second. Constitution. Oh, 18. Huh.
Okay, hold on. Let me check one more
A
place.
drink
for
like this, I'm imagining, is going to have a DC of probably over 20.
I'm gonna check
mean-
one more place for this table.
I mean, I have a drink on me casually that has a DC of 18 at level 5, so... I will say, if Marrow does start feeling some effects...
Ha! I found it. Alright. So, let's see. I didn't need the table because it does affect you, regardless. Alright, so...
So it doesn't, or it does?
It affects, both of you, regardless. I'm not going to remember this. So I'm gonna need all of you guys to write this down. I'm gonna tell everybody what they're affected by. Marrow, you have +1 to rolls to hit for range attacks.
Okay.
And Alma, you have +1 to rolls to hit for range attacks. Dumont, you have resistance to lightning damage and thunder damage.
I actually haven't drinking yet.
Oh,
so-
okay. Well,
you
then I'll
genius.
just roll these for Marrow and Dumont. Or Marrow and Alma. Marrow, roll me a d20, and then roll me a percentage die for Alma.
Me?
Or what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Give me a percentage die for Marrow and a percentage die for Alma. I'm sorry. I said a d20, but I meant a percentage die. Alright, so Alma roll me a percentage die. Marrow rolled a 13. Ooh, okay.
I'm not sure if I put that in right, or...
No, you did not. No space
Okay.
between D and 100.
Okay, it's been a while.
It indeed Aroni has. Oh yay! Okay,
There we
okay. Okay, cool. Alright. So what is going to happen? I need to look up one final table. 258. Cool. Alright. What is going to happen as you guys take this magically laced or taste this magically laced wine? You feel imbued with the power of the gods. Like an entire phoenix is just coursing through you. Like reborn is bigger and better. You guys both get those bonuses, the +1 to range attacks. Let's see. Alma rolled a 59. Well, let's actually do this in reverse, because that's funny. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, actually, we're not going to do this in reverse. We're going to do it regularly. So, Alma takes a sip of this. Alma, you can take on the entire world, and everybody probably thinks the same about you, and they're trying to attack you. For the next 5 minutes, you use your action each round to attack the nearest creature. At the same time, Marrow, you feel all of the same effects, and you feel this bubbling well of magical energy inside of you, and then it explodes. You cast Confusion centered on yourself.
I don't...
Give me a Wisdom saving throw, both Alma, Marrow, and Dumont against Marrow's spell save.
Spell save DC, which is an 18. Oh god!
Come on.
Alright. So, you lose your action, let's see, for hopefully long enough for you to
I feel Father Anderson is not going to be the only person that goes to has a trip to jail tonight.
Alright, let's
But
see.
would you deserve your trip to jail?
Probably.
I am.
Does Marrow, he drunk a drink that he thought could be trusted.
What have you done?
You said you drank it.
We did. Wasn't aware you were going to do that to us.
Also, wait, what spell slot, or does that consume a spell slot?
Alright, it does not consume a spell slot. It was a wild magic surge. Alright, let's
Okay, I want.
on a 4. Okay, so if you want, you can roll me 10d10s for Alma. And you can roll me 10d10s for if you want for
Actually,
Demont, but otherwise you
before-
guys are confused for a minute.
Marrow's first going to cast Lesser Restoration on himself.
Are you capable of it if you're confused?
Yeah.
No,
No,
he's not.
I'm not confused. I resist the spell save DC. My spell save DC is 18. I rolled actually above my spell save DC.
The only person that can't charm Marrow is
Is
You know it's sad because I've got like a +7 in wisdom and I still failed.
So yeah, no, you failed.
Alright, you cast Lesser Restoration on yourself. Dumont loses a round. I can roll if you want.
God, fuck. Sorry.
Marrow is then going to see,
10d10.
probably seeing all. Marrow is probably going to see, Alma going crazy, and he is going to then cast Lesser Restoration at a 3rd level spell slot to him because he's round out a second.
Alright, let's.
I'm sorry, how do you put in the command? Like it's /R 10d10?
10d10. Do you mind if I roll it for you?
Yeah, because I'm getting unrecognized command.
Okay. Let's see. 7. Cool. You attack Marrow, and 9. You attack Marrow.
Okay.
Before Marrow has a chance to do anything?
You have 1 round of attacking him.
Okay.
Go ham, and Marrow heals you or restores in the 2nd round.
Alright,
Alright, well, I'm sorry. I'm going to be dropping a Guardian of Faith on top of you.
Alright.
Oh no, it's a melee attack. You are.
Oh, it has to be a melee attack?
Yeah, you're affected by.
Okay,
the
so I'm not
confusion.
using spells.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
for the best.
Okay, this is much better for you, considering that I suck at
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, hit me.
All right, and then let's see.
Third round, he would be he would see if Dumont is acting strangely.
I guess, like, I'll just make 2 strength checks, because that's...
just
all right.
roll an unarmed strike, I guess.
I just rolled a quick initiative for you guys. One of you would have the opportunity to heal Dumont. Dumont has what's Dumont use? A glaive?
Yes, halberd. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Dumont has his halberd out. You rolled an 8, Shelby, for this round of combat for the confusion. So you're attacking whichever one of them try to heal you.
Wait, I roll with advantage. For initiative.
I'm in jail.
You still lose to Dumont.
Okay, I wanted to make sure you remember that I rolled with initiative because I'm a ranger.
Mhm.
Or roll with advantage.
So I'm attacking. Who am I attacking?
You're attacking. Everybody's attacking the dog that's trying to heal right now.
Well, Alma can cast Lesser Restoration too, but if you just let Marrow do it, then you can make an attack roll at Marrow.
Yeah, make an attack roll at me. You're getting revenge. And Jackal, you still have to make the attack roll against me, an unarmed strike.
Yeah,
That
No,
hits.
he did. He made it with the strength thing because it would be the same.
yeah,
for
it's
him.
the same. Like, does it
All
say
right.
Wait, when you say attack, isn't it an attack?
It's a melee attack at a randomly determined creature within its reach.
That's not what I'm asking. Is it a fighter 3 attacks or is it just a attack?
Oh, it's a melee attack. It is not. It is
Okay.
your action to make a melee attack. You're not taking the attack action. Your action is being spent to make a melee attack. All right.
You take 19 points.
Okay.
All right, and Marrow is able to cast Lesser Restoration on Demont. Demont feels the confusion crowd. Both Marrow and Both Marrow and Alma are still affected by the benefits of the potion and have +1 to range attacks until the end of until it wears off.
Dumont's gonna blink and go, "Oh, this stuff imported has more kick than it does in Imdal."
Seems
And put his halberd away.
yeah, quite entertaining when everybody's getting hits off of me. I guess bit of payback for earlier.
Dumont just looks at you and smiles and say, "Don't worry, you'll be able to take your liquor eventually," and sits down.
Don't normally get alcohol where I'm from.
All right. At this point, yeah, I'll send Rael and Celebrus there. And if you guys want to question them, you can. And then we'll fast forward.
All right. Unless yeah, almost still didn't fully ask because of what was going on there, but I don't know if they would be there by the end of Marrow essentially being the only one who didn't get affected by it.
Funny enough. So we're all not under the effect anymore.
No, nobody's confused anymore.
You
And
have
Marrow's got a
the
place to
benefit.
drink.
Marrow dispelled the drawback.
Okay. So
You
just
hear
Alma holding his head like,
you hear Dumont go, "I miss Jeremiah."
And I miss Kunal.
maybe not serve. Maybe tell the effects before serving it to people.
When you mention your friend, by the way, Dumont, you notice Marrow actually clutching his a necklace that he has.
Cool.
Alright.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's fine. Come in. I was just
Not
giving,
accept the drink.
I was just giving the boys some Galkin courtesy here. They didn't quite take to it like I do.
You madman.
I don't drink usually. It's really hard to get alcohol where I'm from.
This is just not. I'm a lightweight. This is too strong for me. Anyway, what I was going to say before our little escapade, do you think there might be foul play here on Father Anderson, or do you think these claims might actually have some truth in them?
I don't think Anderson did it.
Oh boy, I'm going to roll to the GM. Just a quiet roll.
Okay.
Hopefully this is quiet.
What are you trying to do?
It was evens. Marrow is going to speak up this time and state, I wouldn't say that he did it, but I also wouldn't put him past him to possibly helping.
Either way, there's something that the courts will decide. Ariana agreed to release him under the custody of one of the ethics committee, and he'll be with us again tomorrow. So we can meet with the sigil tonight and then commence our planning tomorrow morning.
But no, he didn't break them out, but not the way he intended.
Dumont's gonna be like, it seems kind of fishy that they would do it right as we're meeting. It's like the enemies are working against us. Those damn Terrai.
Terai?
the vampires that we're dealing with.
Ah, the Twilight thing.
Mm. But I do have to state, I don't know. I just don't trust him anymore after what I saw in the cell. Considering I did see him pass a lockpick.
Really?
He's going to give a quiet nod.
He did not.
Yeah, you went in cell, I thought.
You hear across the
No, Marrow did, well...
No, yeah, Marrow didn't see the lockpick.
Oh, he didn't?
Marrow had suspicion, though.
Oh,
that,
okay, never mind. He doesn't say that he passed the lockpick, it's just... I, had suspicion, considering when he wants to be alone.
Yeah, your suspicion came in when Celebris, or rather when he wanted to be alone, and then you guys were, I think Father A mentioned in the Calkin office something about Kadam helping out with the Twilight thing.
I called in the favor in common. That's when he got tipped off.
Yeah, oh, okay. Okay, never mind. So it's...
and then also the thing about in the Calkin office, that's also valid.
Yeah, no, I didn't... Yeah. So, considering in here and while in the cell, he said that he was calling in a favor from them. I know he's a criminal, but what kind of favor would he have from that assassin that he would be able to call in for any kind of assistance from them?
Well, that's the question for Father Anderson. But we know he has a colourful past, and we know he is loyal to the Magnate, and we know he is committed to our cause. I see nothing in today's events which changes any of those things.
Fair enough. I'm not saying that I'm not going to try and help him, but I will state that I'm going to be a bit hesitant to be alone around him, just because of you don't get to be close. You don't get to owe a favor from an assassin like that, especially after how she hit me. And he gestures to Celebris, you probably wouldn't, an assassin like that, you don't get in a favor from easily.
Ryle, stay silent.
We all make decisions on what we think is best. We both know that Father A seems to have had history with this particular assassin. Whatever that was doesn't seem to matter now. What matters is the present. And the real question is, will this favor jeopardize us? And I'm not talking like us individually as a group. For for what we plan on doing.
I don't think he would jeopardize a mission like this. I think there's a bit more to it than what we know. That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
All right, you guys can sit there in uncomfortable silence for the next hour or so before.
Well, actually, it's like, I don't know. He's been talking about it, but he's going back and forth on this. Like, do you want your body or not, man?
He said it in the morning. It's with on how far away the graveyard is from here.
I would prefer to do it tonight because I need, it's a 7th level spell slot, and I only have one of those. I'd like to have that when we're going into the thick of the enemy territory.
We're not going to be fighting the Twilight thing tomorrow. We're preparing for it. Besides, I'm sure with spells like that, so that our friend here will need some time to get used to his body again. Is that not incorrect?
Yes. We're not leaving until at least 10th day.
So we have time for you to be able to resurrect him, and then you can get all those powerful spells that you require.
All right. Moving forward into the night, there is going to be a knock on the door.
Wait, are we all sharing a room, or like do we have separate rooms?
No,
you
we
guys
were waiting
are. Yeah, you guys are all at the Calvin office. There's only one large sleeping chambers in here where it's kind of like a barracks where everybody sleeps. A bunk room. There we go. That's it.
Does Ryle have time for a short rest to regain some spell slots?
Yeah, I'll give you guys an hour before this person shows up.
Yeah.
Dumont's gonna take Duchess off of Celebrus's shoulder.
When it starts getting late, Marrow is going to, when it starts getting close to the time of the meeting, Marrow is going to, look around and, wild shape into, what would he wild shape into? You know what, he'll wild shape into a, direwolf. And just kind of sit down on the floor nearby the fireplace.
All right, who answers the door?
I do, since I'm the only Kelkin member here.
All right, you're going to see Lord Keeper Pax in front of the
Celebrus, immediately seeing Pax, grabs her into a hug.
Oh, does she recognize you? Yeah, she's not going to be caught off guard by this, like, huge man at the front door opens the door and just, after a second, she's just going to be like, Celebrus?
Pax.
And she's, going to say, I thought you were dead.
Oh, I am slash was am slash am.
And she's, do you set her down or do you just keep hugging
Yeah,
her?
I set her down.
And yeah, she's just gonna like brush her hair back behind her ear and say, Credori, it's safe. Credori is going to show herself and walk onto the front porch, and Pax is going to step inside and say, if you don't mind.
Please, where's your boss, or is he not attending tonight?
She's going to say, he's not my boss, but Lord Orison sent us to see if there were any ambushes laid out before he arrives.
Tell Jami that we're not gonna kill him. Akana's not here.
Credori is going to speak up and say, apparently you're not the ones he has to worry about.
Like I said,
Pax is going to say, he mentioned something briefly about headhunters.
Sorry, what was that?
Pax says he mentioned something briefly about headhunters.
They were the ones that attacked us the other night. They were not targeting Jami, they were actually targeting us. Because they believe that there might have been a death in that we were helping protect or something to that effect. They're not an issue.
Dumont's gonna say, I say, dear boy, let them in. Don't be standing in the door gawking.
I figured they had walked in by this point.
Yeah, they'll walk in behind you. Here we go. There we go. Pax is going to nod and say, I'm a lore keeper for the sigil. It's as I thought. There's a order I ran into very briefly on my time in Galkin. They call themselves the Avens of the Single Sea. Hunting death in the amount of precision and premeditation in their attacks. Seems like them.
Seems like it, but apparently they captured one of our friends, but were mostly taken care of when he was rescued. There shouldn't be any interruptions tonight, hopefully.
Pax is going to nod, and she doesn't have sending because I never leveled her up. That's cool. Kradori is going to she's going to nod and say, well then I'll do the honors. She sends a sending. Lord Orison is on his way.
Kytrina should hopefully be on her way as well. So, Pax, do you still talk to Anadelia? Arabella, excuse me. Sorry. Wrong A. So many A's.
Pax is going to look down and away. She's going to say, I went on a mission into Ilonagai on behalf of Nazarian. We were separated, and she's been missing ever since.
It's all Group C's fault.
Yeah, and she's going to shake her head and say, she's a Tolls, she's tough. She'll find her way back to our nation, or she'll stake out a living for herself in Ilonagai. The group I was traveling with almost got me killed on more than one account. I had to find my way back to Arter Sarai as soon as possible and deliver my report to Claw Counselor Nivera Dardell.
Oh, this group sounds like a bunch of chuckle fucks.
Mayor's gonna, still remaining as a wolf, head outside and kind of guard the front entrance. Just kind of keeping an eye out for anybody who's coming in.
Okay.
Alma. Can you still do ascending?
Yes, I have a couple spell slots available for it.
Can you send another one to Kytrina and get an ETA?
Yeah.
While we wait, is there anything you can tell us about the properties of the weapons you can summon that hurt Draylon?
Kradori
Yes.
looks at you, and she's going to point to herself, and then she'll say, well, I am a transmutation specialist. Repairing and mending magical items is my specialty, but I can temporarily substantiate matter. She's going to look into a belt pouch she has and pull out a small gem, and it's going to say this was at one point a part of his body.
It's a crystal, but it's organic in nature. It's a simple spell. Creation. I can replicate it. And with my skill, I can, in my production of the material, I can shape it into weapons. However, she shakes her head and says, it doesn't last very long.
How long does it last?
I think 4 hours? Let me look up the spell creation.
As long as the campaign lasts.
As long as the campaign lasts, she just conjures it once and it stays forever. Alright, let's see. Okay, yeah, this is why I don't remember, because it's halfway between gems and vegetable matter. So I put it at 4 hours, but I think I'm actually going to move it to 2 hours, and that's going to be my official ruling on it.
I'm not gonna roleplay the sending. What's the ETA?
They are on their way back. They are. I already rolled their die last session. They're coming back a half hour after midnight.
Quarter past high noon,
yeah.
I guess.
These guys arrived a half hour before midnight.
What jerks?
Oh god, no, they're being fashionably late.
So I'm getting arrested as you valiantly go
Go
to
tell
have
her
your back
that-
date.
You made sure to tell Katrina that the sigil are here, correct?
I'll put that on Alma. Did he?
What?
Did Alma tell her that the silver sigil were there?
Now. Why would I?
Yeah, because
That's completely fair.
like,
I planned for this.
After what happened last time, no, I'm aware that sharing that info is probably not the best choice.
The silver sigil are there. What? Okay. So if you does Ryle have any more questions for Cordori?
Just one. You have studied the nature of Draylen's protection from this form. Does this affect does this affect magical damage?
She is going to nod and say, from what we can tell, almost completely. Nobody's really been able to get close enough to threaten him in that sense, but he's practically invulnerable.
Thank you.
Rael can roll a free intelligence check. You're going to pick up practically invulnerable. Probably means he has resistance to types of damage, magical damage. Not from a weapon that can penetrate its defenses.
Cool.
All right. Skipping forward, half hour. Jami is going to show up, and Pax is going to bow when he does, and say, Lord Orison, I'll take my leave. He is going to nod, stepping in, looking at everybody, and...
But Mayo's still out there, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you would see him first as he's walking towards this place. I mean, he's magical, but he's not just going to teleport in.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, he cast all of the wards on the Kalkin office for them, so
he knows he can't teleport in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mayo doesn't know that the Kalkin office is warded. He just wants to keep an eye out and guard.
There's a reason I picked this place.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I'm in jail.
I like turtles. I'm kidding.
Oh boy.
All right.
Love you, Rob.
Jami is going to come and say, yeah, he'll just look around at everybody and say, where's the leader of your organization?
She's on her way. They were out on a mission.
And he nods and says, and so...
Don't worry, Makana's not in.
It's going to say, our plan still stands. Kridori travels with you. And you allow one of our personage to basically to act through your body.
We're gonna be discussing all of this when Kaitrina gets here.
He's going to grumble and say that half-orc's ability to strategize. He rolls his eyes and says, when I see it, I'll believe it.
Kyle chuckles.
Kridori will also chuckle a little bit.
It's good when the villains can get together and have a laugh.
Sorry, I can't hear you all the way from... sorry, my passive perception might be great, but I can't hear you all the way from the jail cell.
I would ask Jami that while you're in our residence, you wouldn't besmirch the name of our leader at this time.
Jami's going to nod and say, very well, but you and I both know if there wasn't a greater enemy forcing us to work together, she'd have a sword at least 3 different of my agents' throats by now.
Exactly.
What is Alma and Dumont Alma and Dumont doing as he's arrived?
Dumont's still holding a cup of Phoenix blood and just not really... He's sniffing it, he's not really drinking it.
Okay.
I'm just drinking water and keeping an eye on Dumont's drink and making sure that it stays where it's at.
Alright, and he's going to gesture to your companions and say, surely you can't let the opinion of the Kalkin besmirch our reputation as the Silver Sigil. We only want what's best for this nation in terms of the study and development of magic.
Brandon, I'm going to roll a history check.
Okay. Let's look at these history checks. You rolling it on the Silver Sigil?
Specifically, what does a 14 give me on what has the Silver Sigil done for Himstall?
God damn.
Ooh, what did it do for Himstall?
What has it done for? Yeah. Heimstall. How do you pronounce it? Because I always get it wrong.
Heimstall?
Heimstall.
Let's see. Would they have had any significant moments in Heimstall history? They actually wouldn't have a huge presence in Heimstall. Like, if anything that you've known about the Silver Sigil, you would know your cousin probably had a terse relationship with them, Darla. Wait, is it Darla?
Yeah, it's Darla.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Your cousin Darla would have a terse relationship with them as they don't really like what she does. Several have, came to, your estate whenever she's been there to just like talk with her, but nobody's ever like used force against her. If anything, these guys are the pencil pushing bureaucrats that are kind of annoying. Of like, you shouldn't do that.
So Dumont's going to respond to his whatever you want to call it, question, allegation, whatever.
Mhm.
And he's just like, Cousin Dari didn't say too many good things about y'all. Y'all haven't done much for us, and I'm still. And he's just gonna spit. He's gonna spit almost in the direction, but not quite enough to be offensive. like that half area, where it was like, did he spit at me?
Like in the no man's land.
Yeah.
And he's oh, sorry, Shelby. He's gonna say, Dari, Darla, the outcast. And he's gonna say, the woman who turns petrified prisoners into magical machines of war.
Dumont's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna look at him and go. He's going to look at him, stare at him, and just go, still haven't done anything for us. And spits a...
Savage.
Might cut out.
He picks up his foot. And he's gonna look to Celebris and like put up his hand and tilt his head down of just, my apologies. And then he's gonna whisper it.
Making all sorts of friends to the people you want to help. You.
And at this point, Katrina and Jovano and Meat are going to come in.
Meryl would, still being the dire wolf, follow in behind them.
Okay.
What's the leader of the guy we're seeing again? I'm sorry, I zoned out.
Zenith Diviner, Jami Orison.
And he's the representative for the Silver Sigil.
Yes.
He's one of their leaders.
The leader of their faction inside of Ardor Sarai.
Mm-hmm.
And
Silver Senator.
Kind of a dick.
Only kind of a dick. He's been trying a lot harder than that. Alright.
Remarked man, I might as well go kill him.
Katrina is going to step in, see him and Credori there. All of you. And she's going to nod at Jami and say, that attack that night I was told wasn't your people. He nods and says, I was told it wasn't yours. She nods. And says, we have a deal then. To work together to end the Fang. Katrina is going to say, unfortunately. Meat has no idea who the Silver Sigil is. But she does know the Zenith Diviner. But Jovano does. And he's going to be like his head is like snapping between Katrina and Jami, then Katrina, then Jami, then Katrina, then Jami, then Katrina, then Jami, then Katrina, then Jami. Which is like, wait, what? He doesn't say that, but it's just like, that's going on.
Maybe we should move these talks upstairs.
Katrina is going to shake her head and say, no need. Tell us where we need to be when you need our swords, and we'll be there. And she's going to point to the door.
At that, Dumont nods.
Jami is going to roll his head and say, "Your employed would like to form a strategy, so we don't just go in wildly swinging."
And I potentially have one. Look,
Katrina
I know
is going to nod and say, "Then we speak down here. I don't want them seeing the upper resides of our office." Jami is going to say, "We paid to rebuild this place for you." Katrina is going to growl on a low growl. Giovanno is going to add in and say, "Yeah, after you used us as bait and had it destroyed." Jami is just going to put his hands up and say, "Can we let the past be the past?"
At this point, Marrow is going to step a little bit aside and turn back to normal, chiming in, stating, "At least to make both sides happy, could we at least get a map or a general location to lay out the plan?" And then set it on a table so that way it can be at least more formally discussed. That way you don't have to get them to locations you don't want. And that way we can also set up actual scout spots. As you would probably know some of the better hiding spots, I would assume.
Katrina is going to look at Meat and say, "Meat, maps." Meat's going to say, "Yes, ma'am." She is going to move by everybody and move upstairs. Jami, as the silence thickens, he's going to say, "I've done anything else to personally wrong anyone in this room. Speak it now."
You tried to set me on fire.
I don't know that. I'm just trying to be the mediator. Sorry if I'm not used to interacting with others.
I understand we all hate each other right now, or at this time. And once this is all said and done, we'll be back to planning or going at each other's throats.
Dumont's going to echo that and say, "Whatever it takes."
Meat comes downstairs with maps. She lays them out on the clerk's table.
So, I spoke with High Council Anadelia today, and she's ready to get involved in this herself. We came up with a way for thing to come out of hiding and attack together. One thing that'll draw them all out. Lady Lethalia Nakehart. I'm sure you're both aware, Lady Nakehart holds a party every 9th day at her keep. And apparently there's one noble she's always invited but has never come. Lady Anadelia said that maybe after this coming week be a good time for her to go visit this noble in person.
Jami is going to nod. And he is going to point on the map and say, he's going to point on the map and say, good, if it's a caravan raid, we should do it north of the city on the trade routes to Guir. The running water of the two rivers will make, or the riverlands will make it difficult for them to escape if they haven't eaten in a while, or we can drain enough magical energy.
We also found out that Guir is where they're stationed up to eat.
Okay, Trina is going to shake her head and say, no, we should do it on the southern roads between Somar Villa and the capital. If we... Oh, Pepperoni. Oh, I know, you need to go outside. Okay. I'll take you out in a minute.
She's going to say, if we do it on the northern roads, that's too far. We have to transport the noblewoman. Too many opportunities for it to go wrong. They could strike far sooner than we want them to. It's got to be the southern roads. Jami is going to say, that's just open grassland down there. If any part of our strike goes wrong, you know what powerful Terai like them can do? They can disappear and miss and be gone.
Can I make a check to see on how well I would know, like, a way to find a compromise that would be still efficient at killing a vampire?
Go for it.
What would the check be?
I'll give you an intelligence check.
I was going to say a survival check, because I'm better at survival than intelligence.
Well, if you're trying to discern the nature of Terai, that's going to be religion or nature.
I'm trying to figure out. Well, if it's a basic intelligence check, could I have advantage considering I hunt them, or my history with them?
On trying to find a compromise between these two plans to kill a vampire?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to give you advantage on that.
Okay. Nah, I don't come up with anything.
Both plans sound really good.
Yeah.
Surely it would be more strategic to attack the vampires when they least expect it, rather than holding ourselves as bait and waiting and watching and reacting when they do show up.
The thing is about them, you also, when you're hunting undead, you need to know, as you stated, when you're waiting for them to show up, but you also need to fight them when they're the most vulnerable. And with a plan, I believe we wanted to cut off their feeding supply to make them even weaker. With that being stated, though, fighting in terrain that is more favorable to us than to them might prove quite useful.
And as I stated, they seem to be feeding out of Weir, collecting slaves and doing it through there.
The last time we met, Lord Orison spoke about an opportunity to bring them all together. Surely we can bring them all together when they feed or somewhere else and just strike.
The other thing, an old friend of ours apparently might be able to be useful to us as well. I'm planning on talking to her, as maybe I could be able to help convince her to get us a bit more information.
Trina is going to speak up and say, we don't gamble lives. If you want the Calkins' help, we do it on the southern roads. We're not going to transport We're not going to transport someone who we're using as bait all the way to Guir. It's too
Is there
far.
any rivers that are nearby the southern road that she's referring to?
They are, but they diverge. They go around. So they're not necessary trade routes.
Not necessary.
It's kind of hold on. If I if I move
because
you to the thing, it's kind of out of your way to go from Somar Villa. It's kind of out of your way to go from Somar Villa around a river to Guir. So if you see where the capital is in Ardor Sarai, I'll do this in red. It is that building about right here where the O is where Lethalia's keep is. And then I'm gonna do this in blue. Jami is suggesting somewhere in that region.
Okay, and where's the the location is where the X is what we're trying to get her to.
I should have did this in a different color. Hold on.
Where
the
are we trying to get her?
The purple X is actually I'll do that as blue. There we go. The blue, the dark blue X is where Somar Villa is. You are trying to set up an ambush anywhere for these vampires. They have been told, or you've been told, they have a stronghold, and I'll do this one in yellow, in that port city right there called Guir.
Okay, and what is the location of the proposed target that we are trying to, like, where we're trying to apparently get her to, like the house of the noble that never shows up? Is that towards the Red X?
Presumably in the, and I'll do this one as here. It's in a land called Bika Hold between Darendar and Guir.
If that's the case, we could also try and possibly follow the river to the side a little bit.
Nope, never mind. I thought something, but it was wrong.
Okay.
But if we're following this plan of using bait to attract them, we can't control whether they attack on the southern roads or the northern. We're completely at their whim.
That is true. As they would, like, if it's a moving vehicle, they'll most likely try to attack it when they feel it is most opportune for them. So we would still need to find a way to follow it without us being noticed.
We also can't confirm whether they would attack with everyone or just some. If we want to get all of the Twilight Fang in one go, we need to find a time when they're all together, attack on our team.
From what the Spy Mistress told Celebris and I, this will bring them all out. They really
She thinks.
want. She has quite good information. A lot more information than you would realize sometimes.
Let's see. Shami is going to look at Kaitrina and say, "Are you really this unmoving on this issue?" And she's going to nod. And he'll speak up and say, we'll send our agents to scout for a proper area in the region. We can engineer a window of time with when the caravan will be vulnerable. If the information slips, surely they'll attack in force.
As for cutting off their food supply, have you or any of your agents around here been to Gwir?
Does he have people working in Gwir? He is gonna just laugh and say, "Ha! Gwir, no. The Silver Sigil focuses on people in power."
Well, if we could have gotten transport or teleportation there, cut off the food supply, then made it back, that would have been prime. There's also another group of adventurers who said they would be able to help if need be.
He's going to nod and say, I can teleport to Gwir, but not everybody involved in the operation.
How many can you teleport?
He'll say maybe the lot of you and more.
I could also teleport us to Gwir if I had a few hundred gold for materials.
I unfortunately don't have any money to pitch in for that. If we could teleport to Gwir, what day is it? It's 5th day right now?
Nope, it is the 27th. Basically the 28th. It's the morning.
I actually
of
have
the
a
28th.
decent amount of funds. Like, how much would it be?
400 gold for materials to scribe a spell.
Oh yeah, I've got that. I've got 900.
Okay.
So I can definitely pitch in.
If you can get us to Gwir tomorrow, we can work on cutting off their food supply and weakening their forces there. We would need and you could get us back then, Rael?
Yes.
I can also get us back using Word of Recall. That would be to a specific location here at the I think it was a tower I set it at. Forget where.
This plan works for me.
Jami's going to nod and start leaving.
Jami.
Real quickly, did you get my message?
No. Did you send it to me on Discord?
Yeah, I sent it. It was like a private.
I can't read it right now because if I do, I'm going to broadcast it on stream. So let me look at it. All right. So Jami is going to start. Go ahead.
Before he leaves, Dumont's like, "Hey, Jami, can you? I know you're a mage of some renown. Can you give us a charm to keep us from being charmed?"
Jami's just gonna look around and exhale, and he'll walk up to you, touch you, pull out his spell component pouch, and sprinkle some silver dust in the air. He casts protection from good and evil on you and says, "I'll hold the concentration as long as I can."
Mara's gonna cover his nose.
Jami, and I want you to understand this very, very well. If you fuck us over on this, there isn't enough gods in this plane to protect you from us. I've been very careful about keeping you identity as a silver sigil away from Ariana and Everest. Don't make me regret that.
He's going to smile and say, I hear you might want to hug her a little bit closer. Assassins are lurking around the castle again.
Oh, and you have a new diviner.
Maybe. We have no idea what happened between her and Anna.
Oh boy, yeah.
Celebris knows that Roman claims she was the one that charmed Leafy, correct?
Yes, you were there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have a new diviner, and apparently she's charming people that visit council people. I'd look into seeing if you have another mole in your steps.
He's gonna scowl towards you and turn his cloak at catching the wind and start walking hastily.
Ryo wants to switch to Elvish and ask, Lord Orison, may I have a private word? I'm happy to walk with you.
Yeah, he'll stop outside.
I was gonna do something, but I'm not gonna do it.
He stops outside to talk to Ryo.
As they leave,
I sent the thing.
Go ahead and say it. It was just as Pax leaves, he'll Ethan, have a nice night in Druidic.
I think Pax left a while ago.
Yeah, she left earlier.
Why do you speak Moonspeak?
Yeah, he's still got another right on his breath as everybody leaves.
Is Jami and Ryle alone?
Yes.
Can Ryle see anyone who can hear? Lord Orison, last time we met, you spoke about concerns of risk to your person. I might have a solution to help mitigate this. I've recently learned the spell Simulacrum, and perhaps it could be a Simulacrum of Credori who goes on the dangerous part of this mission, rather than the actual Credori.
Simulacrum. Can it cast the spells she is capable of casting?
It just can't replenish the spell slots.
Alright. He is going to say, that is an option, but let us not forget that these, the Twilight Fang are all individually capable of great magical feats. If it was as simple as sending a simulacrum in her place, that would be something we could do. Otherwise, we would have just simply given you the cache of weapons and let her stay behind, only being a single day's walk from the fight, or a few hours walk from the fight. But the weapons themselves are dispellable, just like the simulacrum, all of which magic we know they're capable of. In case anything goes wrong, she'd be there to essentially give you a second fighting chance.
Very well. It was just a thought. One request. I understand that you and your group are familiar with memory modification magic.
He's gonna say, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm looking to learn the spell Modify Memory, or engage someone who can help cast it. Is that something that you could help with?
He's going to shake his head and say, that's a curse. Curses were out of my area of expertise. I hired Alice to handle issues like that. he's going to say, I'd be careful about asking for that type of magic.
Very well.
And
Rai will.
Oh, go ahead.
Rai will just leave disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There is somebody you can ask for it. And he is going to nod and start walking away. Jackal, I will respond to that message off of stream for you.
Alright.
And that is a... Oh! That's not a good place to end. We're going to get ready to go to the morning. But before we do, there has been something that I've needed to roll. Alright, so does the party sleep at the Calcan office?
Marrow does.
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Well, yeah, of course you don't.
I can't imagine why you wouldn't.
Oh, that's so perfect. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Alright. So,
Oh god, something's about to happen.
I'm concerned.
Father Anderson.
Yep, I knew to be concerned.
You are going to wake up late into the evening, early into the morning. Everything is dark down here. You have no concept of time. You hear the squeaking of metal hinges. And
God,
then
no, I'm gonna be murdered in my sleep.
you think, let's see, where is this person?
Oh, how I feel about what's about to happen.
Alright, you are going to see a hooded figure step in. She takes down her hood, and you see Alice standing inside your cell.
Why? How? This isn't how I wanted to die.
She is going to say, couldn't keep yourself out of trouble.
So, I see Alice in front of me?
Mm-hmm.
How she's out, we don't know. But here we are.
I don't know what concerns me more, that I think it's you, or that somebody has your face.
Alice lifts up a finger towards you and says, "Oh, I'm very real."
I'm so conflicted emotionally right now.
She's going to put a hex on you. You have disadvantage on with Constitution saving throws.
Do I feel that? So when
you do.
I feel the heck? Oh, yep, it is you.
She is going to cast Flesh to Stone on you.
Cast what?
Flesh to Stone.
Oh god, she's gonna turn me into a statue.
Again.
Roll me a Wisdom saving throw.
Is it a wisdom save? Or it's a con.
Oh, Constitution save. Yeah, that's why she just gave you disadvantage.
That's why
on
he gave me
Constitution.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
Da, da, da.
You are stupid, Rob. You could have gotten away with an
An uncontested roll.
All right.
Ooh.
You are going to start turning to stone from the foot up. As you do, Alice is going to start laughing and saying, I'm going to get my daughter. I'm going to bring that baby into this world. And I will give it to my master. And we'll start a new dark reign over Arter Sarai.
Oh god, she's still on about this?
Why do I feel like I'm having a really, really twisted nightmare?
It's funny that you say that, because as the Flesh to Stone finishes and you feel like you can't breathe, you're going to wake up in the cell. You're the only one down here. It is just you down here. But yeah, you get a very bad chill down your spine. And we are going to end there for the night.
Of course we are. Why did you have to end on a cliffhanger?
I think I preferred it when I was gonna be a statue.
Alright, so experience for tonight. Yeah, so much.
So many things, so much intrigue.
So
Why do I feel like we are now the bad guys?
I do want to say real quick that you may feel bad, JV, but I will say you technically did save Father Anderson. Because that guard was going to report him to Tatum for a crime he definitely did do. And the guard reported him to Tatum for a crime he did and didn't do. So he's found, if they can't prove he did all the things, he's probably, gonna be good. So...
Oh, I'm fucked. Just want everybody to know. I'm fucked.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna try to prove my innocence. I am going to go brutally murder a couple vampires and then probably admit to murdering one.
Also, I'd like to
make a handful of you with me.
You were definitely boned until Rael did what he did, and now it's just like, well, he's probably guilty, but this other half of the case just doesn't add up.
Doesn't add up because we have like everyone. Well, I mean, you could also say we have a bit of a, considering we happen to like Father Anderson.
Is that true though, Brandon? Because if the assassin killed both of those guards, would Father A actually been tattled off?
He was probably going to report it before he was murdered, because they were going to do it during the shift change.
Yeah, she was going after the shift.
Well, was she going to
now?
After
Just
the
a
shift,
suggestion. Just a suggestion. I'm not saying we collaborate with an assassin, but like, how much do we need Father Anderson? And how willing are we to make deals with an assassin to maybe replace one of the witnesses?
Not saying we collaborate with an assassin. It's only like you guys have done that 3 times already.
I'm in jail.
Is Meryl right now the only one who's just kind of not thinking of being evil?
It's not
I'm
evil.
chaotic neutral. Everything I do.
The ends justify the means. The ends justify the means. Okay, we're doing this for the greater good, and the greater good requires Father Anderson. Is what I believe.
Alright, so your guys' next session is going to be on the 10th, and as far as experience goes, I'm going to give you guys major for the plan. I'm going to give you guys major for Father Anderson getting framed, and I'm going to give you guys major for Rael finding out why Tatum owed him a favor. And did anything else important happen tonight?
No, and well, this is important, but
I know we can get minor experience for like the alcohol bullshittery.
I woke up in a cold sweat because of a dream involving A-list, but not like the ones I usually have.
So like generally the end a little happier.
I'll give you major experience for the A-list stream. I'll give you minor for the reunion with Pax and finding out that Arabella has been missing.
Oh, I was gonna ask minor for the Phoenix Blood drink on Meryl finally not failing a wisdom saving throw.
I failed my wisdom saving.
I will give you minor on Marrow somehow being the boss of the session without combat.
Like combat MVP against like 2 drunken idiots.
Was somehow able to wild magic confusion everybody again. Well, not again, but like wild magic causing everybody to fight again.
Alright, and let's see, half of 750. What's half of 750? 325?
375.
No. 375. There we go. All right, 7,125 experience for tonight. I'm gonna give
125.
yeah, I'm gonna give inspiration to Rael and Father Anderson tonight.
Yay! Woo! Everything's coming full circle,
How much
baby.
experience was it, sorry?
7,125.
7125.
All right, I gotta
Oh,
take
man.
my dog outside, so I will